Welcome to What to Watch Live, the show where we dive into the deep sea of TV, movies, sports, music, gaming, and other entertainment options and emerge with the precious pearls that are worth your precious time. We've got recommendations, info about upcoming events, premieres, new destinations. We have got you covered, and everything we talk about here will be a single voice command away. Just say what to watch in your Xfinity voice remote to find everything we talk about. I'm your party captain, the Regina George of the Hangouts editors, because I'm so darn fetch. Your friendly neighborhood gaming editor, Gordon. And if you're joining us for the first time, what took you so long? Seriously. We're having a wonderful time every Monday afternoon, but we're so glad you found us. And welcome. Make yourself at home. And if you're back again, you've made us part of your routine. What are we going to do with you? We're so happy and honored.
Why are you back here?
I know.
You should see somebody. There might be a problem. But we are so honored, Scott, that you're spending your afternoon with us. Now, I can't disperse these pretty pearls all by my lonesome. So much like Danny Ocean brought together the best of the best to knock over Terry Benedict's vault, so too have I gathered a crack crew. First up, he's a dodgeballer, a shot caller. He makes all of What to Watch Nation stand up and holla. I'm, of course, talking about our TV and LGBTQ plus editor. I'm talking about Scott.
Hello.
Wait, this way.
I said Ocean. I was just thinking Billy Ocean. That's the only.
No.
That's the only Ocean I know.
Who would you be? Who would you be in Ocean's 11?
Billy Ocean encouraged you to get into his car and out of his dreams.
Exactly. Okay. Come on.
Don't act like I don't
get in
know
the back
Billy
seat.
Ocean.
Get in the back seat, Gordon.
Hey, I haven't introduced everybody yet. Because second, and certainly not least, that works. We've got the TikToking, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu chopping, heading for the top and never ever stopping. Please give a warm welcome to our kids and music editor. I'm talking about Rose. Hello, Rose.
Hi. I when you said Ocean's 11, I immediately went to what's his name? Brad Pitt's character, because he's always eating.
Always eating, right?
Yeah.
Always be eaten.
And we're gonna have some snacks later on the show, bring it around full circle. And I'd say we're a couple of snacks as well.
Oh, yeah.
I know. So all right, well, if this nonsense is out of the way, let's take a look at today's lineup. Don't worry, we have plenty of nonsense lined up. First of all, we're gonna help you get in the Halloween spirit, no pun intended, with a variety of movies, music, shows, and games that range from the scary to the silly. From there, Scott is going to tell us all about the time he got to chat with legitimate, iconic legend of silver screen, Jane Fonda. From there, we're going to take a double dose of Scott as he shows us the amazing work he's done merging entertainment and education in his LGBTQ plus History Month destination.
One dose is never enough, Gordon. One dose is never enough.
If you're worried it's just 2 doses of Scott, he is all throughout this business. So don't worry about it. You'll get plenty of Scott. Not enough, but plenty. Batting cleanup, we're going to find out who's the best baker. Spoiler alert, it's not me, as we tell you about the shows that have us impressed and obsessed. And finally, Rose and I are going to help you fill out your lineup of new shows and movies that are premiering soon. All right, how are we feeling? Ready to go?
Ready as I'll ever be.
Let's do it.
All right, get that energy up. So, to steal a line from the Crypt Keeper, let's find the perfect Halloween haunts for all you boys and ghouls with a little segment we like to call Featured Collection. All right, believe it or not, we actually plan the show out in advance. We don't just show up and see what throws against the wall. And while we were doing it, we were putting this thing together, our producer says, hey, Gordon, why don't you just have like a cauldron and you can pull names out of the cauldron? Like I just have a cauldron in my basement. Huh, joke's on him, because I totally do.
Do you really? Where did you get that?
In my basement. You guys don't have?
That's how he cooks his, his lamb pilaf every other weekend.
I'm always raving about my lamb pilaf. All right, so what we're doing here is I'm going to reach into my cauldron and pull out the name of a show or movie or music or something Halloween-wise, and then these two have to decide if it's scary or silly. Scott, of course, being our one who loves the scary, and Rose who loves her silly. So without any further ado, and there's been quite a bit of ado, let's see what we got here. All right. Oh, okay, this one's easy. This one is definitely scary. Scott, what can you tell us about Halloween Ends?
Ooh. Halloween Ends. Are we all not super excited about Halloween Ends? Did we not know what's happening with Halloween Ends?
I love my Halloween movies, especially H2O, as we were talking about earlier. But like, this one has got some work to do after what was the last one? Halloween, maybe. Halloween, Halloween Actually. I don't remember.
Returns.
Halloween Returns.
Halloween Actually.
Yeah, Love Actually. Halloween. Death Actually.
Halloween Menace. Attack of Halloween.
Halloween Actually would be the worst description of it because he didn't actually die at the end of it. Spoiler alert. Yeah, fans are clamoring for this one. It is supposedly the last of the Halloween movies, which we've heard just a few times before, like maybe like 3 or 4, but like whatever. We're gonna take them for their word on this one. I think it is most likely going to be Jamie Lee Curtis's last hurrah with the franchise, and I think that is why most people will be going to see this particular film. It is the saddest thing, right? I'm just like, ugh.
That's for Jamie Lee. This is for Jamie Lee.
Is that a pumpkin or?
Did you see? I was like,
he's doing shadow behind himself.
I'm like, I love you, Jamie Lee.
You did the heart symbol like Kendall Jenner. Cuts cucumbers.
Wow.
I got a lot. I get that. When I'm not making my lamb pilaf, I always get how I do my heart like Kendall Jenner.
Yes. Cuts right through me. Also, didn't know that you did ASL, Gordon. This is fascinating to me.
We're learning. We're here to learn and laugh and love.
Yeah. Naturally, as we do here on What to Watch Live. But this is the final part of the threequel, if you will, that basically scrapped everything after Halloween 1 and 2 and picked up where Jamie Lee Curtis was now hiding and prepared for Michael Myers' return. Surprise, he came back. She fought him off, set him on fire, wasn't enough, stabbed him, and then threw him out. I can't remember actually what happened at the end of the last one. I'll have to revisit it right before I go to see this one. But yeah, surprise, he didn't die. And he's coming down, and they're promising the most brutal fight to the death at the end of this one. Who do we think will win here? Do we think it's going to be Laurie Strode? Do we think it's going to be Michael Myers?
I don't know. Because
fight to the death.
Scary for me.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, speaking of H2O, they pulled that nonsense there as well. And surprise, he came back. He still came back. I mean, with a very clever twist, by the way.
She lopped his head off, and they were like, he's fine.
It wasn't him, though.
It was
somebody else.
Wait,
Spoiler alert.
Hold on. Because, so me and Scott are the complete opposites of each other, right?
Yeah.
So I stay away from all of the Scott stuff, like Halloween-y stuff. The only thing that I know about Halloween is this guy with the mask just stands there. Like, does he run? Like, how does he get away?
Why would he run? He's so confident that he's got it in the bag that he's just like, I'm gonna take my time. He runs to Starbucks, grabs a coffee, comes back. He's like, oh, she's still falling over for no reason. There's nothing on the ground here, but whatever. It's fine. We'll come back to this.
I think we figured out Michael Myers' superpower is self-confidence.
Yeah. Look, honestly, confidence is king. But Rose, this is a really good point because there is a huge spectrum of Halloween titles that we have available on the platform. Halloween definitely is in the larger or more scary side of things. But our Halloween on Xfinity destination has everyone covered. So if you're looking for something super niche, if you're looking for something that's very scary, recommend checking out our horror movies destination that's built within Halloween, the overall Halloween build. So you can check out everything there. If you want to find something that's a little bit more campy, or you want to revisit some of the Simpsons Halloween episodes, you can check that out in the TV destination. Rose, I imagine at some point in this show is definitely going to give us a little chit chat about the kids' destination. So I won't steal her thunder just yet. But our amazing editor Quam has a fabulous music destination that is definitely worth checking out. If you just need to throw something on, you're throwing a Halloween party and you want to just put something on super easy, check it out. He's got you covered. And then, of course, I give you the ultimate queer horror destination. As queer folk, we have an interesting relationship with horror. It hasn't always been very kind to us. Unfortunately, my peoples have died many, many times over. But we still maintain this amazing relationship with it. Maybe it's because of the camp. maybe it's because we feel a connection with otherness. But I think for me personally, it's really about the fact that it's a level playing field. No one is safe in horror. And I think, we as gay people, we just want an even playing field. You know what I'm saying? And plus we're also just like really good at a lot of random stuff. So staying alive should hopefully benefit us at some point. Black Experience has an amazing destination. I highly recommend taking a look at that. Obviously, tons of Jordan Peele in there, and he is just an icon, legend. You can check out Nope in that space. We've got Latina. And then, of course, Gordon whipped up some amazing Halloween gaming. So he's got everything covered there. I think that covers the basics of the Halloween destination. I think, or is it time to dip into the cauldron again?
Into the cauldron.
This is the perfect time. What's the next title? I'm so excited. What could possibly happen?
You see the price tag at the bottom when I looked at this thing?
He's returning it immediately after the show.
Spirit Halloween.
Right, he kept the tags on.
Crafts, just know that this is coming back.
Nothing wrong with that.
Leave the receipt. Okay. Oh, okay. All right, here we have the polar opposite, and I'm embarrassed that I did not watch this until very recently. It's been out for a while. Hocus Pocus and its soon-to-be-released sequel, Rose. I think this falls under silly.
Yes, this definitely falls on my end of the scary threshold spectrum. That's definitely Hocus Pocus, the original movie, which was released in 1993. It takes place in Salem, Massachusetts, about a kid named Max and his sister, going into this abandoned house, and they accidentally release and freeze these three sisters, the Sanderson sisters, and they're hungry evil witches, and they have to save the world from these three witches. And it sounds really sinister, but it's not. It's a Disney movie.
It's pretty sinister, girl.
I was surprised.
Yeah.
When I read the plot out like that, children, hungry, evil witches.
Yes. I mean, they just want the same thing we all want, to look young and beautiful forever, right?
That's true.
Accurate.
What is a couple children here and there? Just
I think there is something to be said for the restraint of Disney, just calling it Hocus Pocus 2, because it would have been somebody might have been like Hocus Pocus 2, 100% that witch, or something terrible. So kudos to Disney for showing some restraint on that front.
I mean, it says "We're back, witches" as the tagline, but I think
the two Odyssey. Okay.
Yeah, but I kind of love 100% that witch even more, Gordon. I think you need to write Disney immediately, and maybe it's a line in the movie. Who knows? We'll see.
Who knows? We'll have to wait and find out. But I mean, the Hocus Pocus 2 the movie releases nearly 29 years later. It's basically the same plot. It's just set in modern day Salem, Massachusetts. But the thing that I love about these two movies is that it has generations involved. So, the people who grew up with Hocus Pocus can now enjoy it and, feel that nostalgia again with Hocus Pocus 2. I always love sharing things that I grew up watching with my son, and it's really fun to share that with him, and then have a shared experience of watching something for the first time together too. So that's really fun also. And maybe this might be a good segue to show what we have for our kids' destination. I should say kids and family destination for Halloween. So if you say kids Halloween into your voice remote, and also this lies within the Uber destination that we have, this fun featured collection, you'll find everything. You'll find more family friendly, the low scary threshold choices. Think around PG-13-ish situations, from top picks that we've handpicked ourselves. We make free movies for Halloween, easy to find. We even have friendly Halloween faces if you're really partial to a character, one character, another. My personal favorite is in there too. You'll find that when you say kids Halloween into the to find the kids destination for Halloween. And the cool thing here too is we have choose your spooky. So you can go super, super, super clean and G, or you can go the PG-13-ish, right? But there's something for everyone in the family. My big thing is there has to be something for everyone in the family to watch. Again, I won't say it because I want to be weird, but it's got to be clean, safe. You can watch with grandma, right? Gordon, Scott? It is squeaky clean. Squeaky clean. So there you got two.
Love
you got
it.
the Scott threshold, you got the Rose threshold. Okay.
All right.
All right, what's the final one?
The cauldron awaits. Let's see what we got here.
Also, Gordon, I just have a question. Do you have you randomly have a cauldron full of just shows and movies and
no, because when we planned this, I went through the destination and picked a bunch of titles.
Okay,
you're welcome.
Sure.
Being a host isn't just sitting here and cracking wise and making everybody look good. No, like we do some research.
This is exactly how he decides what he's watching every night. He pulls out the cauldron. He's like,
the cauldron.
With the price tag at the bottom.
I said I had to go to the basement, but it's by the lazy chair. I always said easy boy. That's something way different. Okay. This is 6 of one, half dozen of the other. Okay, this can be silly and scary. Michael Jackson's Thriller.
And no one's gonna save you from the beast about to strike. You know it's dead. Night. You're fighting for your life inside a thriller. Night. 'Cause I can do you more than any ghost would ever dare try. So let me hold you tight and share up together.
Wow! Holy cow!
Wow, Scott with the moves. He said he wouldn't do.
If you missed out on the 80s, you missed that. Like, so they used to make videos that they played along with songs and played them on a network called MTV. And VH1, but Michael Jackson's Thriller was like the pinnacle of that. And we say silly and scary because you just watch a horde of zombies, getting their dance on. Maybe not so scary. But when I was a kid, because this isn't just a music video, it starts with a short movie of Michael Jackson turning into a werewolf, and then once he's done singing, those zombies bust into a house and try to attack his girlfriend. And there's like a scene where Vincent Price tells a poem while zombies bust out of their graves. I remember being a kid and being like legitimately scared of Michael Jackson's Thriller. Rose, Scott, tell me, like, what is your experience with this?
I just want to circle back to your Vincent Price moment because I actually, when I interviewed Elvira, I mentioned I spoke with her. You're still mad about it.
I'm so mad.
Be mad, Gordon. It's fine. So I talked to her about this song because she was originally supposed to do that voiceover that Vincent Price does.
That's a fun fact you're dropping on us.
It's a Rose fun fact. Rose fun fact. We don't have a theme song for Rose fun facts yet, but we're going to work on it. But yeah, definitely. If you want to learn a little bit more about that moment, it's kind of hilarious, and you also get to hear Elvira do her Michael Jackson impression, which is equally iconic. So definitely check it out.
So personally, I was also scared, but I think because when they played music videos, they played it from the beginning, right? From that like mini movie. So that was scary. I feel like if they started with the music, I wouldn't be as scared. So this definitely falls depending on where you watch it. Like both like
that
not so scary and scary.
That is a great reminder because the video actually starts off with like a placard that's like Michael Jackson saying he doesn't believe in the occult. And you're like, so Michael Jackson saying there is a cult, he just doesn't believe in it. Like I remember being a kid being like, that's confirmation that zombies are real. And, and when they're not singing and dancing, we should be running.
The practical effects on this video were incredible. Like the zombies they could have just kind of like, phoned it in and did like, green, like light green zombies, but like they were like deteriorating. And like, I remember watching a documentary or behind the scenes on Thriller and the amount of makeup that Michael Jackson went in or how long he had to go in for to just do the werewolf thing was insane.
Yeah. I still have flashbacks of them putting the yellow contacts in his eyes to be the werewolf.
Oh, I remember that. Yes.
I love that. Anything with like poking out an eyeball, sign me up.
Here's a fun fact though. So Thriller remains one of the top sort of music videos or, music in Kwame's Spooky Season collection. every year during Halloween or around in October. So you'll find that in the
This
Uber.
is an amazing fun fact, because not only is that the case, but Hocus Pocus is one of the highest performing kids and family movies, and Halloween, not necessarily Halloween Ends, but I'm sure it will do gangbusters. The original Halloween always does incredible every Halloween. So, I mean, Gordon, your cauldron really delivered.
No, it really, I mean, can I do a there high five, Scott? That
Good
was
job,
fun
Cauldron.
fact.
Yeah.
Love it.
Rose's fun fact. Rose's fun fact. Everybody listen to Rose's fun fact. All right. So if you want to see those awesome movies, TV shows, music, gaming, and more, just say Halloween into your Xfinity voice remote, and it will take you right there. That's not a thing. Super quick. It'll take you right there. Am I frozen?
No.
What happened? The ghosts. All right. Anywho, I know. Sorry. I'm sorry. All right.
The spirits are angry.
I know. Like, don't say things like quick as a lick, because that's not a thing. I bet that's a thing. Lickety split, that's a thing.
That's a thing.
I don't know. I'm worried. I don't want to Google that. So, what do I do in an afternoon? I don't know. Sit around, play video games, eat chips. What does Scott do? Oh, shoot the breeze with legitimate icons. Fortunately, he's willing to share his good luck with us with his latest Xfinity Hangout. Who do you think of when you think of a giant mystical dragon that lives in a world of Lucky Charms? Obviously, Jane Fonda. Scott, you recently had a chance to chat with this legitimate legend, and now you got a dish. Tell us what happened.
Well, Gordon, yes, you were correct. It was a regular Tuesday for me. Picture it. I was just just laying down on my couch, and all of a sudden I get a FaceTime. And who is it? It's Ms. Fonda. Yes, no. So I had a wonderful little word workout, if you will, with the iconic Jane Fonda. You see what I did there? Word workout.
Word workout. Yeah, love that alliteration.
Yeah, thank you. Come on.
I love it.
It was amazing. So we were actually chatting a little bit about her new film on Apple TV Plus, Luck, which is about a very, very unlucky girl who finds herself in the land of luck. And Jane Fonda is there. She plays a dragon named Babe, who, she's a little bit sassy. She's a little bit, overly confident in herself, but we love that journey for her.
100% that dragon.
Yes, 100% that dragon. Gordon, honestly, I feel like you need to start a marketing firm, and it's just 100% that marketing firm, and every idea that you pitch is just 100% that blank. You won't get sued by Lizzo, I promise.
No, not at all. She'll love it.
No. She just FaceTimed me the other day. We were just.
I know. I saw on the camera.
Oh yeah. Wow. Okay, I really need to find this. I wonder if it's. Okay. Well, let's throw to a clip of Luck. We'll learn a little bit more about it, about my interview there, and we'll come back and chat about it.
This is where good luck is born.
A dragon?
She's the only creature that can sniff out bad luck.
There's bad luck here too?
Good luck on top, bad luck on the bottom.
The tiniest amount of bad luck can shut down our entire operation.
Just how unlucky are you?
Oh no. Oh, super duper unlucky?
You'll cause a disaster.
The good luck connection has been severed.
I doomed you and everyone else to a life of bad luck. We need to fix this.
My final question for you is, you've had the most incredible career and obviously have garnered fans from different backgrounds across multiple generations. What would you say you attribute your staying power to?
First of all, health.
Totally.
You don't, when you're young, like you are, you don't recognize the importance of health. My father died 6 years younger than I am now. He died 5 months after On Golden Pond finished, and he seemed so old. And he was 6 years younger than me because he was sick. I'm not sick. I mean, I've got fake hips, fake knees, and a fake shoulder, but I'm not sick. So health is one thing. Good posture.
Totally.
I can look real old like this, but the other less visible thing is curiosity. You know, it's far more important to be interested than to be interesting. You have to stay interested. You have to stay curious. You have to stay learning. And that's what keeps you young and keeps you au courant, you know, valid.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh. Seriously. I mean, who doesn't have 2 fake knees, a fake hip, and a fake shoulder? Anybody here? No, right. But honestly, this was like a huge, amazing, fascinating interview for me. Jane Fonda is a fount of wisdom. I know, Rose, when you watched this, you were particularly like amused with the it's more important to be interested than interesting.
Yeah.
Why do you think that particular comment resonated with you?
It resonated with me. So first, thank you so much for recalling that. But yeah, it resonates with me so much because I try to live that way in my own life too. And she's absolutely right. It helps keep you like feeling youthful no matter what age you are. And, you know, to be interested, you just learn so much more versus just, you know, trying to be, I don't know what to say. I'm at a loss for words. Be interested, be curious. And it resonated with me because that's what helps me feel young all the time.
Absolutely. And I think this particular clip from that interview, I mean, there was a lot of, we took a deep dive and, you know, if we're talking about a kids movie, we went there. But it was still an amazing interview. And, you know, it's really sad for me because while we filmed this, you know, she was talking about her health and how great she was doing. And then cut to like 2 weeks later, maybe before this even got released, she announced that she had non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, which is, you know, is really sad because, you know, she is sort of sick. But I think, you know, it's a very treatable disease, and she's, you know, she seems to have a positive outlook on it. And I think that speaks volumes to her and her character. Gordon, tell me a little bit about your Jane Fonda love. I know you're a big fan. You
know, I watched Luck, and I thought it was a lot of fun. But you know, Jane Fonda just, you know, I grew up in the '80s, so I remember workout videos, and I believe what was the name of the show she was on HBO? Oh, so awful. The Newsroom, is that right?
The Newsroom?
Possibly. I mean, she's obviously huge for Grace and Frankie as well on Netflix.
Yeah,
so
like
that
it
was
just
kind of like.
And you talk about like Q ratings, like, you know, everybody knows who Michael Jordan is, and everybody knows who, you know, like Ronald Reagan and Hulk Hogan. I'm just pulling names out of the '80s apparently, but like Jane Fonda is like legitimately like an iconic celebrity. So like to speak to somebody who's just been at the pinnacle like that, just it must be fascinating. And her comment about being rather be interested than interesting, it reminds me of people of the saying, you know, only boring people get bored. Like, you know, they're always be inquisitive and always be trying to learn new things. And any downtime you get is a good thing to try something new. So like, I thought it was a really cool interview you did, and I think everybody should check it out.
Scott, really. I even messaged you after I saw it, and I was like, this was such a beautiful, beautiful interview. I mean, when you can tell this is not her first rodeo, but the questions that you asked to have this amazing conversation and these pearls of wisdom that, man, I felt like I should have been paying for this interview. Because, like, you know,
I mean, you still can. I'll give you my memo. No, she's incredible. I mean, keep in mind, she's 85 years old. Like, she's doing a virtual press junket, you know, and she's going back to back to back with all of these people. It's got to be exhausting. And she just carries herself so well. She is so incredibly wise. It was honestly truly an honor to be able to interview her. So I don't think anybody like could have screwed it up in terms of an interview, because I'm sure she would have found a way to make it interesting.
You were interested and interesting. So I mean, I really enjoyed that interview. Yeah. Bravo.
Thank you.
She's my 9 to 5 girl. I love her.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you can check out Scott's interview with Jane Fonda and all of our interviews with a wide variety of people from the world of entertainment. And just say what to watch in your Xfinity voice remote. All of our Xfinity Hangouts live there. Moving on, one of the coolest things about having such a diverse editorial crew is that we get to hear from so many different voices with so many different experiences. And we're super excited and proud to bring you this latest deep dive. October is LGBTQ plus History Month, and Scott has done a phenomenal job of putting together a destination that celebrates the trials and triumphs of the LGBTQ plus community. So Scott, please give us a guided tour.
Gordon, I know you said it was going to be, you know, a diverse group of voices, but it's me again. So here, let's go.
I'm an overall.
It's me again.
Welcome to Scott to Scott.
This is my show. Let's change the name of it. Let's go. Scott to watch.
Let's
go.
Later.
All right. So we're going to do a deep dive on LGBTQ plus History Month. Honestly, it's the perfect time to brush up on your queer community history. For those of you unfamiliar, it's October. It is Halloween time, which is like gay Christmas, but it's also LGBTQ plus History Month. Within this fabulous destination that I've created here for you, we have recommended viewing for every LGBTQ plus person. It includes titles like Paris is Burning and Moonlight. We also have shows and specials with teachable moments. One of my favorite that just came out is the Book of Queer. Highly, highly recommend you take a look at that one. There's some really fun factoids in there, but it's sort of like a drunken history meets gay culture, I guess. It's really, really fun, and it's done in a really cool, lighthearted way. We have highlights on community pioneers and then modern day activists. We have trivia in this space. And then we also brought back one of my favorite pieces from our Pride Month destination, which was You Cannot Be Erased. And this is basically an abridged history of LGBTQ plus representation in media. So it deep dives into everything. You can find out when the first kiss happened on screen. You can find out the first Emmy nominations for a transgender female, first lesbian SNL character. It's just tons of information there, but in a fun way. It's the first time we've ever done something like this where it's a little bit sort of like a BuzzFeed article, if you will, to dumb it down a little bit, but then you can actually click through and watch the content directly on the platform, which is a super fun and unique way to kind of approach this. And then, of course, I'd be remiss if I didn't speak about the abridged history of LGBTQ plus characters in video games, because Gordon's here. Gordon loves video games. I just happen to be gay. I don't know if you guys know that. But yeah, gaming and queer culture. Gaming and queer culture, it's been, much like horror movies, it's been an interesting space for us to try and navigate. We haven't always had the best representation. But we continue to hang on to this culture, and we find our groups within there. So that's why we have gamers. That's gamers with a Y. And we've sort of created this small subset where we can find fun and play games with each other. Who doesn't love playing games with each other? So that's just like in a nutshell some of the top line, I guess, of what we have going for LGBTQ plus History Month. And if it's all right with you guys, I would love to throw you both under the bus.
Oh, good.
No, right. I don't want to be thrown under
the bus. Put you, I guess, against the coals, if you will, to see if you're actually an ally of LGBTQ plus folks with some fun trivia. Everybody loves trivia, right? There's no hidden agenda here at all.
There's a lot writing on it.
All right, so if our team behind the scenes could go ahead and throw to question 1. These are multiple choice, so it should be super easy for you guys. I can't imagine getting any of these wrong. Right, the first question for you. This is, by the way, you guys are going head to head, so whoever has the most points is considered ally of the year, and the other one is immediately canceled by me. Okay, cool.
Stop it! No.
Right, so after the release of the documentary film Back on Board, a petition was created and allowed which athlete to appear on a Wheaties box. The options here are Billie Jean King, Tom Daley, Greg Louganis, and Megan Rapinoe. We'll go with you first, Rose.
I'm going to say Greg Louganis.
Okay. Gordon.
I'm going to second that emotion. And if you're at home, feel free to play too. Scott can cancel you as well.
I can do it from here. Don't worry. Cancel power. All right. The correct answer is, drum roll, Greg Louganis.
Hey.
All right.
Come on.
Super ally.
Right? He's super ally pack with powers activate. He's one of the world's most famous divers, winning several Olympic gold medals for America. But in the late 80s, if you're not familiar, he was competing and actually smashed his head on the board.
That's what I remember, yep.
Yeah, and it actually required stitches. And I know that doesn't necessarily sound significant, but fast forward 7 years when he actually revealed that he was not only gay, but had been diagnosed with HIV before that competition. And, you know, back then the fear and stigma around AIDS and LGBTQ identity was sort of pervasive. And it really forced a much needed conversation about AIDS in America. So thank you, Greg. I've actually had the pleasure of meeting him, and he's incredible and, you know, did the America a service. So thank you. Great job, guys. So 1-1. This is awesome. You're doing well. Haven't been
super
canceled
allies.
yet. Yeah. Okay. Next question. Birdo from Super Mario Bros. 2 boasts the honor of being the world's first trans character in a video game. True or false?
Huh? And should I go first?
Yeah, let's go with Gordon since you're the gaming editor here.
I want to say false.
Okay, interesting.
Remind me what Birdo looks like.
He's like, she. Oh my God. She is the basically like Pink Yoshi.
Okay, I'm gonna say false with Gordon.
First off, I would like to apologize to Birdo for using her incorrect pronouns. My apologies, my sincerest apologies. But this is actually true. Birdo is the first trans character in a video game. It happened in the late 80s, I believe it was 1988. In the Super Mario Bros. 2 manual, which, you know, if you remember back in the day, Gordon, when games had manuals, Birdo was described as, he thinks he is a girl and he spits eggs from his mouth. He'd rather be called Birdetta. It's a real problem.
I didn't read the manual. I would have known it. I just went straight to playing the game.
I mean, it's okay. It's all right. I mean, Birdo was
you didn't know it would come up
character.
30 years later.
Yeah, but see, look, kids, read your manuals. We're not going to deep dive, you know, into how problematic that description is. I mean, it's obviously blatantly disregarding Birdo's preferred pronouns and trans identity. But these days, Birdo is, you know, she's presented as a female for the most part, and she's looking super glam. I mean, look at her feeling her tennis fantasy. And I don't think you can see it in this image, but she's always seen with a giant, like huge, like rock of a diamond on her finger. And she's a boss babe. So we love Birdo. Stan, the first trans icon of gaming. So thank you, Birdo, for everything that you've done.
In my defense, I knew Birdo was trans. I thought that there was something else.
You thought I was throwing a bait and switch.
I thought it was a curve, yeah. Like an egg being spit out of Birdo's mouth.
Ooh, I can hear the music in my head now, Gordon. All right. On to the next question. So we're still at 1 point. Okay, we're not going to cancel you on Birdo. Gordon, you get like a half point just because you knew that Birdo was trans. Okay, let's go. Glenn Burke was not only the first openly gay MLB player, he's also credited with creating what? The curveball, Big League Chew, the high five, or the locker room butt slap.
What is this?
We're going to start with Rose first. I'm so excited for this one.
You guys. Okay. MLB, it has to do with the sport ball.
MLB is a sport ball. You're right.
Okay.
It is.
I don't know why. For some reason, my gut's telling me to go with Big League Chew because it has to do with bubblegum, and I used to love Big League Chew when I was growing up. I'll just go with that just because.
Okay, heard.
I was in my 30s, 30 years of tobacco. I just thought it was awesome gum.
Same!
I was like, oh, this is the best gum ever. And then it never, like, it's like candy cigarettes we used to eat, and we didn't realize that
it didn't occur to me about, like, that.
All right, so I'm going to talk through this. So I know it's not locker room butt slap because I invented that. I'm imagining Big League Chew was probably invented by Wrigley or some corporation somewhere. The high five, did that get it started baseball? I don't know. So I'm going to go with the curveball.
Oh, interesting. Differing answers. I love this. So ready to cancel both of you. Just kidding. The answer is the high five. Believe it or not. Yeah. What?
All right.
So, fun fact: in 1977, Burke ran onto the field to congratulate his Dodgers teammate Dusty Baker for hitting his 30th home run. Burke just raised his hand over his head, and Baker slapped it, and then fireworks and glitter went off. Okay, so maybe not that. But it definitely, was the first time that a high five had been recorded. And ever since, sports ballers have been high-fiving. And it kind of became a thing for the Dodgers. That was sort of their whole congratulatory moment. So straight sports baller fans, remember, every time your team scores and you go to high-five your bro, you can thank a gay man for that. You're welcome.
Do I get half credit? Do I get half credit for inventing the butt slap?
Okay,
so we have to high five now. 2 high fives.
Yes, that's a lot of high fives happening in this episode. Yes, thank you, thank you, Glenn Burke. All right, so we have one more question. We'll see if we can go, and then if we have to, we'll go into the tiebreaker. So I think we might need to, or try and give Rose a moment to redeem herself here, since Gordon is ahead by half a point. And if you thought I was favoring Gordon with a gaming question, here I come in hot with a kids question. In 2002, Steven Hillenburg revealed that SpongeBob is asexual. True or false?
Should I go first?
Rose will go first.
I'm going to say true.
True. Okay. Gordon.
I'm going to say true. And I know this because there was just a meme that SpongeBob was having trouble with his girlfriend or something, and that people were like, SpongeBob is asexual.
I love that you have all of this knowledge of SpongeBob.
Right. I said in my spare time I play video games and eat chips. That's a lie. I'm online looking at SpongeBob memes, apparently.
Love it. Okay, so you are both correct. Yes, he did confirm that SpongeBob is asexual, and he was actually part of Nickelodeon's Pride campaign, I think, this last year. And of course, Steven probably, suggested this because Sea Sponge in real life are asexual and they reproduce that way. But he also made it a point to explain why SpongeBob resonates with queer people. And I think that's largely in part because the show sort of has this attitude about tolerance. And we all love that. We stand a tolerant sponge. So yes, great job. Okay, so Rose, Gordon is still technically ahead.
I would say he's got the advantage.
Okay.
Yeah, I shouldn't win based on.
No, it's fine. So we have a tiebreaker here. Well, this is going to be for extra points, all the marbles, if you will. Gordon is half a point ahead, but Rose, you can steal it from him right here with this final question. Okay, here we go. Which 90s series featured the first kiss between a gay couple on network television? Will and Grace, LA Law, My So-Called Life, or Friends?
Oh, which 90s?
Who goes first?
Gordon.
Let's go Gordon first because, Rose has been going first, I think, for the past few. I haven't really been, keeping up with that.
I watched all of these shows except for My So-Called Life, and I am going with LA Law.
Interesting. Rose?
Tests, I really don't do well on tests.
Is it because you didn't study or?
You know how they always say, go with the first answer that you think is right.
Yeah.
I want to do that, but then I'm always like, but wait, what about this? And then that person said this, and then I start over analyzing.
TikTok.
And I'm gonna go with Will and Grace.
Okay, all right. The correct answer is LA Law.
And you know how I knew that? I absolutely knew the answer, but I downplayed it because I didn't want Rose to pick my answer because I studied Scott's LGBTQ plus history channel.
Yes.
And that was one of the colored segments.
Well done, Gordon. You did your homework. Rose, I'm sorry, you're canceled.
Happy
Gordon,
cancellation, Rose.
Ally of the year. Killed it. To be fair, and in Rose's defense, all of these shows are very, very queer friendly and definitely worth a watch. They all had iconic queer moments throughout history. So definitely worth watching. But LA Law, yes, it boasts the accolade of having the first kiss between a gay couple on network television. So well done. I don't think you can actually watch LA Law anywhere at the moment. It's not available on any services, but they still did a thing. So very excited about that.
And I wasn't lying. I did watch LA Law and Will and Grace and Friends, but I didn't remember because it's a million years ago.
Yeah, of course.
All right. So for Scott's like amazingly like well put together mix of entertainment, education, say LGBTQ plus History Month in your Xfinity voice remote, you'll be taken right there. Scott, awesome job. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you. It's been my pleasure.
So for some people, this time of year means football or falling leaves or pumpkin spice lattes. But for me and Scott, it means holiday baking shows. I'm talking Halloween Wars, Halloween Baking Championship, the Big Bake, you name it. Where am I going with all this? Oh, don't worry. I'll explain during a little segment we like to call Impressed and Obsessed. Okay. In the spirit of those holiday baking shows, we challenged each other to create a baked good that ties into the shows we're excited about right now. What could possibly go wrong? So in the interest of not being upstaged by Scott, I'll go first.
Oh, wait, hold on, Gordon. I just have one question for you before we dive in too deep. Can we all, or actually for both of you, can we all just agree that Halloween baking shows reign supreme in terms of like holiday baking shows? Sorry, Halloween reigns supreme in terms of holiday baking shows, like bloody bakes, pus oozing patisserie. Like, what more do you want? Or are you more of a Christmas one?
My wife hates gore, but if it's a part of a cupcake, she's fine with it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, same.
All right. Bits of glass muffins, my favorite. Sorry, go on. Continue with your bake before it gets upstaged.
So I will go first, so Scott doesn't make me look awful. All right, so I am not a baker, but I want to show you what I did. It is, here we go. Get on camera. Look,
it's a soccer ball. Oh.
Now don't guess what my show is yet. I want to explain what happened. So what I did was I made Rice Krispie treats and I smashed them into a ball. And then using icing that my wife told me we should not eat because it is very old, so this is not edible. I melted the icing in the microwave and poured it on to get like a smooth surface. Then, and here's another baking technique. I should really keep this on camera. And then in another baking technique, I took black icing and mixed it with vodka, which makes it so you can paint easily with it. So if you were on my Instagram and saw the picture of vodka and black icing, that's the technique I use. Look at that.
Wait, and so this is supposed to show us what show that we're supposed to guess from your baked good.
I know exactly what show it is.
Yes.
Okay, I feel like I know too.
Now that I've shared my techniques, you can guess what show it is.
Okay.
All right, Rose, you go first.
Ted Lasso.
Scott?
Oh, I was going to say Welcome to Wrexham.
Those are both excellent guesses, but Scott is correct.
Wow! I am like really struggling here today. I don't test well, you guys. I don't test well.
So, Welcome to Wrexham. It's a docuseries that follows a Wales football club that's going through tough times. They've been relegated, which in soccer terms means that you have lost so much that you get moved down to a lower league. So the town is kind of depressed, and they really love their soccer. And weirdly, the It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia star Rob McElhenney and Ryan Reynolds from Deadpool fame buy the club and do what they can to try to improve it and to improve the town. And it's really like, it's a docuseries. This all really happened. Oh!
It's like those moments in the Great British Bake Off where it's just like,
just
keep going, Gordon. It's okay. We can rebake it. You can just start from the top.
I mean, it sort of wasn't edible anyways.
Couldn't eat it anyway. Haha, joke's on you. It fell in the cauldron. So it's a really heartwarming story about two Los Angeles guys who buy this team and do their best to improve it and improve the lives of the people in the town. And it's Welcome to Wrexham. Definitely check it out. All right, Scott, blow us away with your. I'm sure you've made a 3-tier cake with functional plumbing and lights and fireworks and glitter.
Let's see it. Okay, so mine's a two-parter. Okay, so I'm going to give you a slightly obscure clue, and then I'm going to give you a more, I guess, obvious clue, if you will. Okay, so clue 1.
It's a pumpkin cake pop
Cake pop. There's a knife in the
with
side.
a knife in it.
Yes. And then here we go. Okay, ready? Sorry, I'm trying to do this. It's like hard to get it out of this thing. Okay.
Halloween and the sound effects. Steph's kiss.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah,
So
Halloween.
we're making
Definitely.
a guess. Halloween.
Because the logo for the Halloween poster was a pumpkin with a knife in the side.
Correct. Okay.
Right. Wait, do we have to guess which Halloween it is?
Which of the 30 Halloween movies?
No, I think we're fine with just Halloween.
Okay.
Oh, let's give the big reveal here. Okay, come on. We all know what's happening. It's Halloween ends. I mean, obviously. We're all excited about it. I'm excited about it. We talked a lot about it. My cake pops are obviously amazing.
Obviously.
What did you use for the knife?
So I'm so glad you asked that, Rose, because it's ridiculous. It's actually an icicle from a Frozen Sparkle kit.
Obviously.
And then the top of it is a T that I painted black. So you know, those letter ones where you can like spell out happy birthday, and they like are definitely inedible, but they kind of, you could still eat them, I guess. It was, this all got slapped together very quickly. So hopefully I pulled it.
Really?
I pulled it out.
Look at the detail. I mean,
I can't really do this. This is why I could never do unboxing videos. I can't tell what I'm doing right now. It's Michael. It's a pumpkin. It's, and just so we're clear, and it is a red velvet on the inside with the cream cheese frosting, just to continue with the bloody mess theme.
I mean, bravo. I mean, for those of you who don't know, like Scott really bakes, and I've had.
I don't know. What does that mean? What does that
really
mean?
bakes. I made those crispy squares and mushed them into a ball.
Sorry,
Gordon. In retrospect, that seems like the smarter choice.
I have tasted your cake pops, Scott, and they are delicious, and they're so creative. They were like rainbow, and you bit into them, and it was a surprise burst of color. I mean, when I say he really bakes, I mean like he has skills he has the baking skills.
I don't really bake. Thank you.
There's that. All right. So, all right. Are you
Rose,
guys ready
I
for
think
this?
it's your turn.
Yeah, you get to follow Scott. So good luck with that.
This is not good. She can't even get it out.
I'm looking at it.
Let's see if you really bake, Rose.
I'm sorry.
What is that? What?
I'm crying because of how awful this is.
Is it a whale? Is it Free Willy?
It's Free Willy.
What is that? Is it cooked? Did you even bake it? Is that just the dough?
Pick that up from Wegmans.
Can you see?
No, what is that?
Look at the shape.
I'm trying to look at the shape, Rose.
I need a tissue. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. Wouldn't you say this is like an egg-like shape?
Yeah. Okay,
Maybe
I'm gonna go aliens.
A dragon egg-like?
Oh, it's that new show, Weird White Mass.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Rose,
really tried.
Just tell us what it is.
Okay.
I think
They're
we're all...
supposed to be dragon eggs. Wait, let's get to the show, and then I'll show you what they're supposed to look like. Okay, so my dragon egg is a two-parter because I'm impressed with House of Dragons because I was really, really disappointed with the final season of Game of Thrones. So House of Dragons is the prequel set 200 years before the events that took place in Game of Thrones, following the House Targaryen, and they are known for dragons and all this good stuff. And then I'm obsessed with Harry Potter, which in the fourth movie, I think it's the first task, they are they're supposed to steal an egg from a dragon. So hence oh my God, I touched it. It's gross.
Rose, what are your dragon eggs made of?
So inside is a pumpkin roll, and it was shaped like an oval. And then I looked up how to make marshmallow fondant, right? And I'm like, okay, marshmallow, some powdered sugar, and you're supposed to melt them. And I didn't have food coloring, and I was like, I'm just gonna improvise, which is where this went horribly wrong. I think it just went horribly wrong, period. And when I was melting it, I guess the heat was too high. And so it started to like crystallize, and it was supposed to form a dough, and it didn't. And I mean, you can see the pumpkin. There's the pumpkin roll in there. I don't want to touch it because it's great.
Wow, Rose. Rose.
This went off the rails.
Wait, show it.
Rose, you really bake, Rose. You really bake.
Wait, show them. This is what it was supposed to look like. Can you?
Oh, wow, Rose. Rose.
Rose's favorite show is Nailed It.
That is so far from what you served up there. It was I don't even know. I mean, even those don't look that good. But like,
I mean, I had the spoon to make the dragon scales ready, and
I love that she's crying through doing this.
You get an A for effort, Rose. An A for effort. All of you at home, are you still with us? Thank you for sticking around, and thank you, Rose and Scott, for your baked goods. Wow.
I tried to make it pretty, like to distract you with like.
All right. So it's just about time to bid you farewell, but we wouldn't dream of doing that without letting you know what new shows and movies are up on the horizon. So sit back, relax, and let us help you plan ahead. Oh boy, they're never going to let us do this again.
It's all because of Rose, obviously.
Because of my dragon eggs.
I do like pumpkin roll, though. That sounds good. So, a murderous doll and a heroic butler head up this week's big premieres. So, Rose, what else do we have?
Have a killer time with sci-fi series Chucky. In season 1, Jake, Devin, Lexi, and Tiffany successfully foiled Chucky's plans to invade children's hospitals across the country. New episodes in season 2 find Chucky determined to get revenge. Be sure to carve out time in your calendar to find out more when Chucky season 2 returns on Sci-Fi October 5th. Based on true events, a friend of the family follows the true story of the Broberg family, whose daughter was kidnapped multiple times over a period of years by their close friend Robert Berchtold. This new true crime scripted limited series premieres on Peacock October 6th. Ever wonder about the origin story of Bruce Wayne's butler Alfred Pennyworth? Look no further. Pennyworth, the origin of Batman's butler, follows the legendary butler in 1960s London as he goes to work for the billionaire Thomas Wayne and his wife Martha. New seasons of Pennyworth, the origin of Batman's butler, premieres October 6th on HBO Max. Walker Independence serves as the prequel to its parent show, Walker. It's set in the late 1800s, and this origin story follows Abby Walker, whose husband is murdered before her eyes while on their journey out west. Watch Walker Independence as it premieres on the CW October 6th. Hilary Swank stars as Eileen Fitzgerald, a recently disgraced journalist. The story follows Fitzgerald as she leaves her high-profile life behind for a fresh start in Alaska at a newspaper in Anchorage. Watch Alaska Daily on ABC October 6th.
That was premieres part 1. Gordon has premieres part 2 to let you plan ahead.
All right, Rose, I will see your premieres and raise you these exciting titles. First up, getting an early premiere on Thursday, October 6th. It's Let the Right One In on Showtime. This fascinating look at a father and daughter vampire duo is based on the wildly successful Swedish film of the same title. Part of what's interesting about this piece is the little girl becomes a vampire at a very young age, and as you know, once you're bit, that's the age you stay, so it's probably super weird to have a kid who can only run around at night. Probably tough to find a babysitter who's going to stick around at 2 a.m. From there, the next night, Friday, October 7th, it's the third and final season of Dairy Girls on Netflix. This coming-of-age comedy about a quintet of Irish teens in Northern Ireland in the 90s is somewhat of an under-the-radar smash, if there's even such a thing as an under-the-radar smash. We hate to see them go, but, you know, if their previous record is anything to go by, I'm sure it will be a hilarious exit. The train of Friday premieres keeps rolling along with the series premiere of Fire Country on CBS at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. This heated action drama, no pun intended, tells the tale of a young inmate who joins a firefighting unit in the hopes of not only knocking some time off of his sentence, but also trying to find some redemption along the way for his wrongdoings. Can the inmates and the real firefighters get along? Can they learn from each other? Well, you're going to have to tune in to find out. Also on Friday, October 7th is the premiere of Catherine Called Birdie on Prime Video. In this comedy drama movie set in medieval England, a 14-year-old girl goes to hilarious lengths to squash any arranged marriage proposals that find their way to her doorstep. Bella Ramsey, who you might remember as Lyanna Mormont from Game of Thrones, she stars as Birdie, and she is amazing. What a talent. And finally, still Friday, October 7th, we can't escape it. It's like Groundhog's Day. We've got the premiere of Hellraiser on Hulu. Clive Barker's iconic and creepy Cenobites are back and are raising heck for a young woman who just wants to find out what happened to her brother. A pro tip for all of you out there, if you ever come across a puzzle box with runes and foreboding music, just leave it alone. You know, don't bother it. Also, don't say Candyman into any mirrors either. These things are not hard to avoid. Anywho, that's all I've got for premieres. Gordon, back to you, buddy. Thanks, Gordon. And thank you so much for joining us on What to Watch Live. As always, everything we talked about today can be found using the sweet, simple, beautiful voice command, What to Watch. Just say it in your Xfinity voice remote. There you'll find every show and movie we talked about, tons of collections, celebrity interviews, and more. It's really the place to go when you don't know where to go. You're always sure to find something awesome there. All the hugs and high fives in the world go out to our crew who push the buttons, organize all of our crazy thoughts, and make us look styling and profiling. To my partners in crime, Scott and Rose, we live in a world of weirdness and uncertainty these days, but you two always put a smile on my face. You make this job so easy. So once again,
oh God,
Scott,
Rose, put it away.
We were doing good.
We're not going to end on that. We're not going to do it.
I was going to say for Scott and Rose, just for Scott. Rose,
Come on.
Yeah, we're done. Once again, everybody, thank you so much for joining us. And we'll see you soon with a whole new batch of What to Watch Live.